should we untether our industry from the US? And our industrial policy measures may also need to be have a fundamental review.
Canada is bracing for yet another round of American tariffs this week. U.S. President Donald Trump is calling Wednesday Liberation Day, where he plans to roll out a set of tariffs that he says will free America from foreign goods. However, details of this latest round of sweeping import taxes are still gray.
The logical thing is to say wait and see, but if we wait and see, we might wait and find out that we don't like what we see at all.
Trump has unveiled a significant portion of his policy, though, declaring a 25% tariff on all imported cars on April 3rd, with levies on auto parts scheduled for May 3rd or later.
So the parts makers will be on tenterhooks over the next little while. And frankly, the assemblers will as well.
Past tariff plans from the White House have either been delayed or walked back. On Friday, Prime Minister Mark Carney had a phone call with Trump, but it's unclear whether it was enough to stave off the impending levy.
We're going to end up with a very good relationship with Canada and a lot of the other countries. Some we probably won't. It won't be so pleasant.
Now, with the trade war mainly happening with the U.S., there's been renewed discussions about removing interprovincial trade barriers here. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business is using Nova Scotia and Ontario as an example. Both provinces are actually mutually recognizing each other's rules. That means if there's a process, a piece of equipment, or a good that's being permitted to be sold in Nova Scotia, then it would also be allowed to be sold here in Ontario too.
That's the way to cut through these thousands and thousands of minute differences in rules and regulations. There have been estimates to say that the interprovincial trade barriers, while different than the U.S. tariff regime, but all told up, add up to the equivalent of a 21% tariff within Canada. And that's all within our control to fix.
So far this month, Canada has imposed 25% tariffs on about $60 billion worth of U.S. goods and threatened tariffs on $95 billion more if the U.S. follows through with its latest economic threat.
It's ultimately Americans that end up paying these costs, just as it is Canadians that pay the cost of tariffs when we retaliate against the U.S.
There are no silver bullets, and the easiest option is for the U.S. to stand down, but to lots of folks' perspective, standing down is either unlikely or difficult.
Afua Baah, City News.